men after the rudiments of the world and not after Christ. So they're bringing with you the traditions of men, probably because there was a two-pronged attack against them. One was from the philosophers, the other was from the Judaizers, the Jewish men trying to draw them back into Judaism and saying they had to obey the laws of Moses. They had to go back and offer sacrifices, be circumcised, observe the feast days and the Sabbaths and the holy days. He's going to go into all that here in a little bit. We won't get into it tonight, but he says, don't let them rob you of your treasure by getting you to follow their philosophy, or getting them to follow their traditions and entangle you again with the rudiments of this world. The rudiments are the empty rituals. They're going to get you back into practicing empty rituals that are created by men. They're traditions created by men, but they're not after Christ. Anything that's not after Christ, he said, you need to stay away from that. For in him dwelleth all the fullness of the Godhead bodily. Everything that you need to know about God is in Jesus Christ. It pleased God that in him should all fullness dwell. He is the ultimate revelation of God. He's the ultimate revelation of God's plan for man. He is God's plan for man. And so don't let anybody move you away from Christ, for in him all the fullness of the Godhead dwelleth all the fullness of the Godhead bodily. And I'll read one last verse. And ye are complete in him, which is the head of all principality and power. Remember what I said the other day? Ye are complete in him. In other words, you don't need anything else to be saved but what Jesus did on the cross. The Jews were saying you need to do that, but you also need to be circumcised. You also need to observe these cleansings. You also need to observe these feast days and these Sabbaths. Paul said you're complete in him. Everything you need to know and everything you need for your salvation is in Jesus Christ. So don't let anybody add anything to it, and don't let anybody move you away from him. Everything you need is in Jesus Christ. We'll stop right there. Are there any questions or comments before we close out tonight?